Good evening and welcome to the Local 3 Sports Awards. I'm Pete Francis. Iron Mountain looks to be one of the top teams in the UP this fall, but as the old saying goes, to be the best, you've got to beat the best. So a lot of people here were talking, obviously, about the game, but some people were talking about who would win in a wrestling match between you two guys.
My kids asked that question. I said Coach Graff would break me in half. He's a powerful man. I'm just old and feeble.
Is it national championship or bust? The high school basketball playoffs had everything you'd want. Drama, upsets, wild finishes, incredible games. The Huskies will open up the season September 3rd right here at Sherman Field against Walsh. And this is a place Michigan Tech didn't lose a game all last season. Good football weather, though, for the players.
Absolutely. Well, for the players,
yeah. Not for me. It's time to get the lowdown on the Westpac, and Bryce DeWine of the Daily Mining Gazette is on the phone to enlighten us. Bryce, Calumet ran away with the conference last year. Are the Copper Kings the team to beat once again? All right, guys, well, best of luck tonight. Should be a great game. James will have highlights coming up tonight at 11 Eastern on the 5th down. But for now, back to you in the studio. The Gwynn football team has been down, but now the Model Towners are beginning year 3 under Dion Brown. And this team is ready to make some noise.
I'll be honest with you, I've been coaching up here for 10 years, and it's probably the toughest Gwynn team that I've seen.
Get it, Marlon. Hey, nice catch.
This is not the same old Gwynn football team.
Either you're all in or you're not.
We feel if we don't make the playoffs this year, then, you know, it was a failure.
Ready?
There are kids in high school right now who have never seen Gwynn make the playoffs. The Model Towners are ready to change that.
We haven't made the playoffs in 16 years, so making the playoffs would definitely be a huge milestone for us. You know, this community deserves something, to, a playoff team like this, to get some hype around this town, so we can, that hopefully leads into other generations that playing good football.
Last season, the Model Towners were young. Now they're senior laden, and they have momentum.
Last year, we finished 2 out of the last 3, played Ishpeming very tough. I think it was 6-0 at halftime, ended up losing the game 22-0, but it was a very competitive game. And that was the one thing that I tried to emphasize with these guys last year, was just be competitive, and then now this year, just finish those games.
And Gwynn's game plan this year isn't rocket science.
We want to run the ball right down your throat. I mean, it's just that simple.
Touchdown, Model Towners!
Our running back, Hunter Bachman, is definitely going to be a very big part of our offense this year. He had a great year last year. I made an all-conference fullback, but he's recently moved to running back. He's very fast. He's very elusive. He's a very good player.
And on defense, you better know.
Carter Garangeli was an all-conference middle linebacker, probably the best in this conference.
He's a hoss. He hits hard. He's an animal. He's smart. If you wanted to follow a guy into a game, that's probably who you want to look at.
The Model Towners kick off the season August 26th against Gladstone. Let's take you to Crystal Falls, where Daniel Nasserini and the Trojans look to dethrone the defending champs, and Forest Park strikes early, and it's, you guessed it, Nasserini getting the Trojans on the board, 6-zip Forest Park. The Jets don't stay down long. Jason Whitens to the mullet, Marcus Krasinski, and the Jets are glad to have him back. North Central gets the 2 and leads 8-6. After a Tommy Peltoma touchdown makes it 12-8 Trojans, the Jets return to the air. Trent Hawley with the 51-yard touchdown reception from Whitens, 14-12 North Central. Back and forth we go. Trojans have an 18-14 lead after another Nasserini score. So how do the Jets respond? By driving a Bentley. Tyler Bentley, 80 yards to the house, 22-18 North Central. But from Crystal Falls to Seney, no one's got more heart than Daniel Nasserini. Trojans take a 26-22 lead into the half. In the second half, the Jets take over. Jason Whitens to the man with the best hair in the land, the mullet, Marcus Krasinski. This time they connect for 55 yards. North Central takes the lead and never looks back. Jets win 60-42. 1 in 6 people will suffer from depression in their lifetime. It's something Ishpeming's Daniel Olson struggled with. Now Daniel's story is being shared in a new documentary set to premiere August 12th. Daniel Olson was the star of the Ishpeming football team.
Daniel Olson almost sacked, but he shakes the tackle, goes down the left sideline, and he's going to gain about 7 yards.
He received numerous honors and accolades, but he also suffered a very private battle with depression.
My son was struggling for 8 years, and when he came forward and really fought it hard for 3 years, we didn't know anything about it. He didn't know anything about it, and he was the one suffering.
On July 19, 2012, Daniel's pain became too much to bear.
So many people hide it, so many people who are suffering hide it, and then if they do commit suicide early, before they've tried to get help, before their loved ones don't even know anything about it, that's even more tragic.
Following Daniel's passing, the Ishpeming community rallied behind the Olsen family and the Hematite football team with the motto, "Do it for Daniel," a motto that fueled the Hematites all the way to the state championship. Now Daniel's story will be shared in the documentary, "Do It for Daniel."
Number one, we'd like to get it in every high school in the country. We want to get it to as many film festivals as we can. Hopefully somebody picks this up, shows it in large market areas where it can help people. People don't know about anxiety, depression, mental illness. We want to be able to define depression.
Jeff Olsen hopes Daniel's story will help others dealing with depression and anxiety.
We want people to come forward. We want people to ask for help. Because we knew as a family, we hit it because of the stigma. It's very treatable. We want to get that out there, that it's very treatable if people will come forward. But unfortunately, people don't come forward. So we want to give people hope.
The Ishpeming Hematites are the defending state champions. Iron Mountain had a lead against them twice last season, including the playoffs, but couldn't finish the job. Those games were very competitive, and don't expect that to change tomorrow when the Mountaineers host Ishpeming in our game of the week.
It's going to be fun to play under the lights with the crowd here, everybody watching. It's going to be a great atmosphere.
As long as I've been coaching, we're always motivated to beat Ishpeming.
We have 20 great kids that work their tails off, are focused, they're committed, they're disciplined.
I have not stopped thinking about it since last year. It's been the number one thing on my mind, and obviously they're the first game of the season, so we like to take it one game at a time, and they're number one.
Don't underestimate us. Don't doubt us.
Training for it all summer. We've had Ishpeming on our minds ever since our last game last year.
Iron Mountain's a really good team, and I'm excited to play them this year. It'll be a great game.
Both teams undefeated, and that would change this evening. Early going, Trent Bell playing some defense against Mid-Penn scoring leader Carson Wonders. The steal and lays it in. On the other end, Kyle Johnson, nothing but net. Just a bit later, Carson Wonders. Sometimes he goes down, down, under, and sometimes he shows off that sweet jumper. More Wonders, the spin, and this is why he leads the conference in scoring. Back come the Miners. Trent Bell is 6'5", and he makes 3-pointers. And we mentioned Wonders leads the conference in scoring. Guess who's second? Dre Tuminen from downtown. 12 seconds left in the game. Now Miners up one. Tuminen hits the free throw to make it 51-49. He missed the second, so here comes Iron Mountain Tanner Hootery, and a foul is called on Jay Laurie with 2 seconds left. A chance to tie, but he misses the first. Then here comes the second, and he misses, gets the rebound and scores, but a foul is called on Nagani before the basket. So with 1.8 seconds left, Carson Wonders gets a chance to tie it off the front of the rim, and the Miners win 51-49. A game for the ages in Nagani as the battle for the UP lives up to the hype. Trent Bell led the Miners with 21 points, while Dre Tuminen chips in 17. Carson Wonders had 24 for Iron Mountain, and we caught up with the Miners after the game.